Hey, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to kind of discuss on different ways to diagnose and see if your coil is the problem or not. Stay tuned. Alright, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to discuss some simple things that you can look at when you have issues with your riding lawnmower. If in the event you have where it won't do anything, the first thing you want to do is locate a fuse. And I can show you here. If one of these fuses goes, and they're usually on the riders that have the hoods on them, they're located in behind. Right here, somebody is hot wired this one. There should be a 15 amp fuse in that. Don't do that. But only look for that if it won't do anything. Because if the fuse is blown with the John Deeres and stuff, they'll still run, but they won't charge. With the rider, you won't get anything. So the fuse is good. The next thing you can do is come back and put a spark tester in it. And if it turns over, to see if it sparks. Now, if it doesn't spark, then we're going to say, well, it's got to be the coil, right? Which is this. Nope, it doesn't necessarily mean that. There's a simple wire that's right here that attaches on the base of the coil. If you unplug that wire, what it does is it eliminates any of the safety switches on this unit. If it starts sparking after you undo this, then you know that it's somewhere in one of these. And it could be in your handle, could be in your seat switch, could be in your PTO. Now the one on this unit is right here. So if you just disconnect this and you start getting fire to the plug, you know that somewhere in that system there is you have one on the brakes, you have one on the seat, you have one on the electric PTO. I've seen where people have left their PTO out and shut it off while it was running and then trying to figure out why they don't get anything. That kills everything. So try that, that if you're scratching your head trying to figure out, do I need to order a coil? I've had so many people order brand new coils and it ended up being a safety switch. Was either faulty or was left in a position where it's going to keep everything shut off. Like this here. If you shut your mower off with the PTO switch on, you go to try to start it, you won't get anything because the PTO switch is keeping everything locked out. Your arms on the zero turns, your brake on the zero turns. But that's just a simple way of eliminating what's going on. And a lot of times with this wire here, it can ground out down here from rubbing. So check that as well. So hopefully that helps a couple of you guys out there that are trying to figure out, is it my coil? Is it a safety switch? This is the way to eliminate everything but the coil. So I hope that helps some of you guys out there when you're trying to diagnose what's going on with your own machines. If it was running right along and all of a sudden now you can't get it to start, good chances are it's probably a safety switch somewhere. And we just had a customer come in with a DR walk behind and he had the brush hog attachment on it. And he went round and around with it and he ended up ordering a new coil and put the coil on it and made sure that it was the perfect fitment for how you set the coil up. We use a business card here, but other people use the feeler gauges. And he had that right on the money. We loosened the bolts, put the business card in, pushed it in tight, tightened it down, pulled the business card out. You're golden. But it still wouldn't run. So on the side, we just undid the plug that goes to the coil. And the minute we did that, it started right up. So we knew it wasn't the coil. And he had replaced a perfectly good coil. So we told him, don't throw away the other one, you may need it someday. But it ended up being on one of the arms. For one of the safety switches had either stuck or something, so that you're trying to get it to move. And then the other thing is a lot of times with your riding lawnmowers, if there's an issue within the system, it's usually a 15 or a 20 amp fuse, and it's usually tucked in there somewhere. On different machines, there's different locations, but on the riders with hoods, check around by the battery. You'll find a fuse holder with a fuse in it. Pull the fuse out and look at it. And if you don't have that perfect wavy thing, if you see where it's broke or burnt, replace it. If it goes off automatically the minute you push that in, turn the key on, then you need to start looking elsewhere, because somewhere in the system is shorted. And I've seen it where the PTO clutch would actually short and come back and blow that fuse. Don't do what the one guy did with the mower I was showing you out here, and that is trying to jerry-rig by putting in something that was metal to metal and eliminating the fuse. It may start and run, but that short somewhere is going to get hot, and it could actually catch your whole unit on fire and start burning wires. I've seen it happen before. So the first thing to do is what? Throw a spark tester on it. If you're not getting spark, then unplug the wire off from the coil. And if you start getting fire, then you know you need to look elsewhere. Okay? Hopefully that's helped a few of you guys out there. You're scratching your head trying to figure it out. That's the way I approach things when I'm looking at it. Is I check compression, I check fuel, I check fire. If I'm not getting fire, this is the direction I go. Because I know if I'm not getting fire, either I have a faulty coil, or there's something in the system that's telling the coil not to fire and turn over, because it would be unsafe to do it by the manufacturer. On that note, we'll catch you on the next video. Thanks so much for watching.